also have to change behavior. I don't see anybody changing behavior in how they drive their cars or the temperature of their houses, and we don't seem to feel like it's our responsibility, and it's our collective responsibility. So we need some leadership in Washington that's going to tell us to behave properly. I mean, Carter tried it, and he got kicked out of office, but he had the right idea. And you have to see it every day. You're not driving 55 or driving 75.
And which candidate do we think would be better at that changing behavior?
Probably Obama.
How do you feel about what's been proposed in the past, which is in effect a tax to keep the price of gas at $4 a gallon and using the proceeds to fund alternative energy?
That's when I first lost respect for McCain. He was at the time of tax holiday for gas. That's ridiculous. That was a gimmick. And he shouldn't be playing gimmicks. He should be solving problems.
But a floor is an interesting idea, which guarantees a certain return on people who are really wanting to invest in new technologies. I can't imagine that would ever get passed in our country. But I think it's an interesting idea. Even if the proceeds would be used for innovation. I find it hard to believe it would be passed. Any ticket gets it.
People's behaviors have changed because of the gas prices. You don't think, I mean, they said that people have driven how many billions of miles less because of trying to become more efficient. Here on the Guard Parkway, are people not passing you? But overall, I think they said the whole country is down how many tens of billions of miles since January. I mean, because of people carpooling, mass transit, they said Metro North is up tremendously because, you know, $4.50 a gallon or whatever it was. I don't know the difference in traffic, but I mean, I don't know how the government measures the mileage, but they said it's down billions of miles. I mean, I don't know if it's mere coincidence or they're trying to cut. I don't think people, I know I'm becoming more aware of trying to do more things on the route. You know, my wife would get upset, like, just let me do one thing all at once. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, well, I don't want to keep going back and forth. And I never thought of that. I never looked at the gas price before. But I think more and more people, I mean, myself, and I don't know how many people in the room feel the same way. I think I'm more aware. I never looked to fill up a car how much it was, but then I saw, you know, sometimes 15 cents different on a gallon. I'm going across the street. I never looked at that. You know, and maybe that's just me, but I don't know how many people in the room feel the same way. Trying to do more trips more efficiently, drive less if you can, carpool. I mean, I just went to a wedding in Long Island, and I went with my brother. Before we just took two cars, not gas and whatever, and he likes to party. But but it was, it gave us a chance to get together and literally save one car. Maybe it was a fluke unless it was too cheap to pay for the gas, but I guess, we would have never did. I mean, you never thought about that.
Yeah, I think people are thinking. I never thought of that either, and I think about it now when I get my car.
Yeah,
I'm
15,
aware of it
20
as I'm on the road.
Yeah.
That, I'm using a lot of gas.
Well, even when at the end of the month, when you figure out your gas bill, I mean, on your cars, I never looked at it before, but then when you look at the total, like, whoa! And we didn't even drive a lot because we both went into the city and we just drove to the train station. And, I never, that's just one example. I have gas heat. I haven't seen the new bill. But everybody's just saying how it's going to be astronomically more expensive. I don't know what that means because I thought they were pretty big last year.
Terrible last year.
So I don't know what that really means to us. But people complain about oil prices.
I was on the budget plan last year, and at the end of the year, I got an $800 bill. And I was like, what happened to the budget plan? The prices went up.
Yeah.
And so this year was very interesting. I switched companies, and now that prices are falling, decided not to lock in rates, and it really becomes a mental exercise to figure out the right way to play the markets to heat your home. I've lived in my house 15 years. I've never done that. Kind of to your same point.
And an example too is, we're all educated consumers. The Sims commercial, and we all think through stuff we never had to think through. And now we're really thinking it. Like even when you go basics like get your shirts done. It used to be $1.40. Now it's $1.70. So times 5 shirts, you just paid $1.50 more for the week. And you never think about that. And monthly, that's $6. And he's not even passing that cost on. That's the cost of his doing business. He ain't making money.